Hey, what's up, y'all, man? This is your boy, Yah's Chosen One. Sorry about that. We are going to continue in the great book of Jasher. Probably the last one I'll do for the night. It's getting a little bit late. We are in chapter 36. If you've been following the X-Men series that we have, this is the part in between when Jacob was sitting opposite of the people at Mount Sinai. But chapter 36 in the book of Jasher corresponds with chapter 35 in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 35. So here we go. Chapter 36 of Jasher. At that time, Yah appeared unto Jacob, saying, Arise, go to Bethel, and remain there, and make there an altar to Yah, who appeareth unto thee. That's in Genesis 35, verse 1. Who delivered thee and thy sons from affliction. And the affliction that he's speaking of is the problems that they was having in Shechem when if you look at the other video about how they destroyed Shechem, that's what it's talking about. And Jacob rose up with his sons and all belonging to him, and they went and came to Bethel according to the word of Yah. And Jacob was 99 years old when he went up to Bethel. And Jacob and his sons and all the people that were with him remained in Bethel in Luz. And he there built an altar to Yah, who appeared unto him, and Jacob and his sons remained in Bethel 6 months. At that time died Deborah, the daughter of Uz, the nurse of Rebekah, who had been with Jacob, and Jacob buried her beneath Bethel under an oak that was there. And Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the mother of Jacob, also died at that time in Hebron, the same as Kiriath Arba, and she was buried in the cave of Machpelah, which Abraham had brought from the children of Heth. And the life of Rebekah was 133 years, and she died. And when Jacob heard that his mother Rebekah was dead, he wept bitterly for his mother, and made a great mourning for her, and for Deborah her nurse beneath the oak. And he called the name of that place Elon Bakuth. So we read all that in Genesis chapter 35, verse 6 through 8. And Laban the Syrian died in those days, for the Most High smote him, because he transgressed the covenant that existed between him and Jacob. So the Most High eventually got his tail anyway, man. For all the stuff that he put Jacob through, the Most High got him. For lying on him and stuff like that, Remember when he made the covenant, he worked for him 20 years, and then he told Esau, sent stuff out to him that he stole his wives and stuff like that, tried to create war against, Jacob. And Jacob was 100 years old when Yah appeared unto him and blessed him and called his name Israel. And Rachel, the wife of Jacob, conceived in those days. And at that time Jacob and all belonging to him journeyed from Bethel to go to his father's house to Hebron. That's in Genesis 35, verse 9 through 18. And whilst they were going on the road, there was yet but a little way to come to Ethrath. Rachel bare a son, and she had hard labor, and she died. That's in Genesis 35, verse 19. And Jacob buried her in the way to Ethrath, which is Bethlehem. And he set a pillar upon her grave, which is there unto this day. And the days of Rachel were 45 years. Wow. 45 years, and she died. 45 years old, man. She was so young. And Jacob called the name of his son that was born to him, which Rachel bare unto him, Benjamin, for he was born to him in the land on the right hand. And it was after the death of Rachel that Jacob pitched his tent in the tent of her handmaid Bilhah. All right, so remember, it still goes on, because beginning, remember, Jacob worked for Rachel, but he was tricked by Laban, and he received Leah. He really didn't love Leah, even though Leah is the one that gave him all the majority of his kids. So what he does is he pinched and he loved Rachel so much that he took Bilhah, which is Rachel's handmaid, to be his new top wife. That's going to create problems. And Reuben, which is the firstborn son with Jacob and Leah, was jealous. He was the firstborn son, period, from the sons of Jacob. Was jealous for his mother Leah on account of this, and he was filled with anger. And he rose up in his anger and went and entered the tent of Bilhah, and he thence removed his father's bed, which means that he had sex with Bilhah. And that's what you did back in the days, man. If you wanted to show some kind of dominance or something like that, you had sex. Same thing that Ham did with Noah. At that time, the portion of the birthright, together with the kingly and priestly offices, was removed from the sons of Reuben, because Reuben was the firstborn. For he had profaned his father's bed, and the birthright was given unto Joseph, which is Rachel's firstborn, the kingly office to Judah, and the priesthood unto Levi, because Reuben had defiled his father's bed, so he forfeited his position as being the ruler or the firstborn, getting the blessings. So that became Rachel's firstborn, which was Joseph. And these are the generations of Jacob who were born to him in hold on. Yeah. In Paddan Aram, the sons of Jacob were 12. So now we have the 12. Now we have 12. Now we have 12. The sons of Leah were Reuben, the firstborn, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and their sister Dinah. And the sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, were Gad and Asher. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, who Jacob now is saying is his first wife, his main wife, were Dan and Naphtali. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Paddan Aram. Verse 26. Oh, and all these, Genesis 35, 22 through 26, what I just read, you can find in Genesis 35, verse 22 through 26. And Jacob and his sons and all belonging to him journeyed and came to Mamre, which is in Kiriath Arba, that is in Hebron, land of giants, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. And Jacob with his sons and all belonging to him dwelt with his father in Hebron, Genesis 35, verse 27. And his brother Esau and his sons and all belonging to him went to the land of Seir and dwelt there, and had possessions in the land of Seir. And the children of Esau were fruitful and multiplied exceedingly in the land of Seir. So, according to us Israelites, there's Esau. He becomes the Edomite, so Idumeans, and they become what we call today so-called white people. And that's their origins. They started in Seir. That was their beginnings. That was their rulership. And they were fruitful, and they were exceedingly, and they multiplied greatly, and were successful in multiplying. So, there you have it. Now you see why Reuben had fell down, because he slept with Jacob's wife's handmaid, Bilhah, and that profaned his dad's bed, because that's something you weren't supposed to do. That's the same thing that Ham did to Noah. All right, and that's just something that you're not supposed to do. All right, this is your boy, Yah's Chosen One. That's gonna be the last video I do tonight. I'll catch you guys in the morning, and hope you guys are learning each and every day what the Bible has to offer you. Okay, instead of what they was teaching you in pulpits, there's a lot more to the Bible than what they teach you there, man. Study to show thyself approved. Okay, shalom.